restaurant. I have no idea what you're talking about. I'm sorry. I know where you're from the USA. I wish I had a Chinese market too here, but only Chinese restaurants. Ah. I'm assuming there's not much of a Chinese population where you live, Marwan. Okay, sure, no worries. I was gonna say I don't believe Muhammad's ever been a subscriber. Sure, I'm not sure, but I'll think about it. Okay. I met I met him online, a Chinese guy that lives in Morocco, I believe Morocco, and he said that he is like the only Chinese guy in the town that he's living in, but he said that everyone treats him, I don't know, like really special. He says he loves being in Morocco. So I wondered if that's how it was in like most of like northern Africa for Chinese people. So I mean that's not really true for USA, obviously, because there's so many Chinese people here. It's just as common as seeing a white guy. Is stream a verb? It can be a verb, depending on the context. Berbagi. Oh, Indonesia. Oh, you do have a lot of Asian. Okay, but they're just not Chinese? Where do they typically come from? Oh. Okay, good. They are nice and come to learn about Islam. Ah, very cool. Very, very cool. We have mostly Chinese in my state. There's some Korean, some of different types of Asian, but mostly Chinese. Chinese is actually the second most spoken language in my state, after English, obviously. I would say all of those would be correct. I think that's the most. Ah, okay. Interesting. I take it that you don't have many Chinese friends where you live, other than online. A lot of Chinese people here, it's somewhat difficult to make Chinese friends. I'm sure, as you know, they tend to kind of group together. It's hard to get into their inner circles. It is 10:31 a.m. at the moment. Yes, you need to be so flexible and calm. I've had success in making individual friends, but I've never been able to, like, I don't know, become friends with a group of Chinese people. I don't know. I mean, that's probably my own problem. It's not that it's something wrong with them. It's really more my issue. I think I feel, I don't know, slightly uncomfortable. But yeah, I always wanted to. A little difficult for me. But I do have quite a bit of Chinese friends online, obviously, like you do, I'm sure. Where do you meet most of your Chinese friends, Marwan? Is it on like language exchange apps? Yeah, same here. Yeah, I would say that's true for here as well, Mohammed. Most Chinese people make friends with other Chinese people here. Yeah, same here. I don't really make friends from the WeChat groups, but mostly language exchange apps. And now Clubhouse. If you want to practice your Chinese, Marwa, I highly recommend Clubhouse. And now I'm pretty sure, yeah, I think starting like yesterday, everyone can use it now. I believe even Android phones. I think up until like very, very recently, you had to have an iPhone to use the app. Now, I believe Android users can use it. And I think it's still invitation only though. So you just have to find someone that already has a Clubhouse account, and then they can send you an invite. And then you can join Clubhouse and you can be practicing Chinese all day if you wanted to. It's really, really, really useful. No, Jessica, I think I would check again because I think it just became available to Android users like yesterday. I love it. I love it. I love it. I love it. It's a fantastic, fantastic, fantastic app. Hello, Risa. Oh, Risa number 8. Oh, Android's for America only right now. Ah, okay. Yeah, because I saw a lot of groups yesterday that were saying like welcome Android users and things like that. I don't know. I'll be on there a little bit later today, so we shall see. Do you need an invite, Jessica? If you need an invite, send me a message. I'll send you an invite. No, it'll be soon, Marwa. Unless you have an iPhone. If you have an iPhone, you can just do it right now. For Clubhouse, Jessica. You just said that you did your pre-registration. It's another app. It's basically, I don't know how I would even describe it. It's a voice app. Like it's you basically in a nutshell do group calls. Okay? So but it's discuss anything. Like for example, let's say you're learning French, okay? There's going to be many rooms that are just designated for people to practice their French. So you'll go in there, there'll be people from France, and there'll be other people learning French, and you all practice together. You could either just sit and listen, or you can actually join the room and talk. It's super useful. And it's really nice just to discuss like literally anything. But some people use it to learn languages. Like I've been using it especially for Chinese and Italian. Like you can just sit in a room that is for Chinese speakers or people learning Chinese, and you can just sit and listen. Or you can raise your hand. That's what it's called, raising your hand, and you can join the room and you can talk. I mean, just like any social media app, there's rooms that are discussing silly things that make no sense, really, silly things to discuss. And then there's rooms that are really great, and there's rooms really for everyone. Like anything you're interested in, anything you can think of, there's rooms that are talking about whatever you're interested in. But I think particularly for learning languages, it's super useful. Hello, 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 Ploy. How many of the speaker? Because Twitter also has some feature as Clubhouse with the room. So there is no maximum to how many speakers there can be. I know like at one point the maximum for like people listening was like 8,000, and now it's even larger. I follow the guy who created the app, and he said that his ultimate goal is to have like an infinite number of people listen to a particular room. But I don't know if there's any limit on speakers. Does the room usually use Chinese? It depends on what you're looking for. There's rooms for anything. Anything you could imagine, there's rooms for it. You can also start your own rooms. Yeah, Momo's on the app. Hello, hello, hello. It means unlimited speaker. I don't know. I mean, I've seen rooms that have like 50 speakers, which is kind of silly in my opinion. I mean, that's just too many speakers. But I think usually like 8 is a good number. I think once you start getting past 8, it just becomes too much, and then you have people that are just sitting there and they're a speaker, but they don't really have the option to talk. I don't have Twitter either. I've never used Twitter in my life. I still don't really get it, to be honest with you. I don't really get Twitter. I don't know what it is. I understand technically what it is. Like you write something, you can only have so many characters, right? Like 100 characters or something like that. And you write like a message and everyone sees it, I guess. I don't know. I don't understand it. It's kind of like a Facebook status update or something. I don't know. I don't get it. I don't get it. I mean, I don't have much social media. I don't have Facebook either. I haven't had Facebook since 2007. And I've never had a Twitter. I've never had a TikTok. I have Instagram for potential future use, but I don't really use it too much now. I just observe. What do you observe? The topic is about books, but not yet. I don't have to. Sometimes the social media can be rude, I think. Yeah. I think with social media, I think the thing that has always kept me away from social media is the potential exposure I don't want to be exposed to. Oh, welcome, Shireen Hassan. Insta I use, but not much. Do you follow me on Instagram? I feel like you do. Roshni. Why are you laughing, Roshni? What was funny about that? I don't understand. I like Twitter. I don't use other social. If anyone in here has a Twitter account, I would love if you wrote a message right now and just explained Twitter to everyone. Explain like what Twitter is used for. I'm very curious about this. Your face reminds me of my close friend Caesar from Indonesia. Okay. I follow you on Instagram. You do, Thomas? Did I accept your follow? Hi. Hello, Mohammed. Okay. I always tell people if they follow me on Instagram just to write me a message and just let me know where they come from. Like, hey, I found you from Hello, or I found you from Clubhouse, or wherever it is. I had a Twitter account. I think it's for celebrities and presidents. That can't be true, though. I have a Twitter account simply to see what celebrities are doing. That can't be true. You believe it's more for political issues? Really? I don't, but the average Joe has Twitter, but don't regret. Go ahead and explain it. I'm curious to hear it. Very curious to hear it. Okay, Jessica is going to come up and she's going to tell us about Twitter.
Hey guys.
Hello, Jessica.
Hello, Antonio. Can you hear me? How are you today?
I can hear you. Loud and clear, G. I'm okay. I'm doing good. So I understand that you're going to explain Twitter to us.
Okay, so actually I agree about what the comment section say. Like Twitter just use the politics and celebrities, but it depends on the people, right? it's back to the people again. So to me, Twitter, I just followed that. I think it's make me funny in my day because I don't know why. Twitter, it's more jokes. The joke is more funny than any social media. I don't know why. So I just use it just for fun. Yeah, it just back to the topic. It's like I should say like it's like Facebook. You can share the status, the people's status. Is the status right?
Status,
Called
yeah.
status, right?
Status.
Yeah, the status, and then the commenting, and then something, and I I also just like back to Twitter because before that I also use the Twitter, and the Twitter it's more a lot of political issue and news, and it's disgusting to me. So I just delete, and then I just back to Twitter because Twitter just
Wait. Hold on.
just
I'm confused. I'm confused. You said that you deleted it, but then you're back to Twitter. But what do you mean?
yeah
What did you delete?
yeah I'm back. Yeah, before that I deleted my Twitter because the Twitter has a lot of news. It just like bother me, really bother my thing.
Oh,
And
okay. I
then
see what you're
I
saying. You
tried
deleted
I tried
Twitter, but then you brought it back.
because the spaces, because the new features called spaces, um who really same as Clubhouse, so we can join for others people's streaming. As I said before, like the speakers maximum 10 people, but the listener will be unlimited. So the Twitter I just learned just from I learned my language, and then I learned English as well, and then another way I just for fun, just for jokes, for funny, for memes. So I just block any news like BBC or any news from another word, so I can be funny in the Twitter. So it depends from everyone who really interesting because on Twitter we can choose uh, what what would we oh my god what do you like to see and to read. You can read memes, you can read English as well, you can read gossip, but I think I prefer to read memes and yeah, and languages. So it's not really bother me anymore. So it depends on people. And also we can private our accounts like Instagram.
Is Twitter an application that people can become popular on?
I don't think so. I'm never popular. So even I'm popular. The the analytical Twitter and Instagram I do not really much. Yeah, I Instagram more, but it's not being popular.
No, that's what I'm saying. I'm like,
Popular.
on Instagram and TikTok, I can assume, I can guess why people would become popular, right? People like the things that they post, but I can't imagine
Yeah.
someone becoming popular on Twitter without they've already been popular somehow, and then they went to Twitter and then became more popular, right? No one's becoming popular on Twitter. Who's this? Come on, currently living in Massachusetts.
Can I give one example?
Yes, and then I want to talk to this mind person.
So it's to listen that people will be popular on Twitter, but I don't know why I never heard the popular on Twitter. Popular people from Twitter. So I think I just before um she is it's actually and it just hi.
Hello, hello. Mina, where are you from?
Ini.